Hey guys, today's video is a full face of milk makeup, as you can see from the title. This has been very much requested ever since I started doing my full face series. I've done a bunch of these videos. I should probably start like a playlist for you guys so you can watch all of them. If you feel like you've missed any, I'll do that. I'll make a playlist of all my full face videos because I think they're very fun and I just really enjoy seeing how a full face works out so you can know what products to buy and not to buy. But since I did my glossy full face, I think like a year ago, you guys have been asking me to do a full face of milk because I feel like they've got a very similar vibe, like very clean looking, natural, barely there makeup. So I just thought now's the right time to do it because I'm going through my project pan. As you guys know, my project pan is just products I'm trying to finish off, and my milk Hydro Grip's in there and I'm almost finished with it. So I'm probably not going to repurchase this for a while, even though I love it because I've a full box of primers that I need to get through first. So I thought, let me do my milk full face now before I run out of this primer, because then I'll have to repurchase it. So I bought my full face of milk. And they also have a bunch of new products. They have the skin tint, that's a new thing. They have the eye chalk, which I actually bought for you guys because that was like a controversial item. People are just kind of like, chalk. You couldn't make that sound any worse. So I'm just gonna try that out for you guys because they say it's like a multitasking product, so I'm just gonna do all of that. And then I bought a few classics that everyone seems to enjoy from milk. Phoebe's laying on my lap, so hopefully she doesn't make any noise. Before we get into it, my social media will be in the description along with my drama channel. Subscribe, hit that bell, like and comment for engagement because I post this kind of content more often, and if you like and comment and subscribe and hit that bell, then you'll be more likely to be notified when I actually post. Let's get into it. I have clean brushes, but I don't actually need many because most of this is like liquid products. I just have something for like powder and highlight. These are clean brushes and a clean sponge. I know it doesn't look clean, but I cleaned it thoroughly. So let's get into it. Let's start with the Hydro Grip. I know how this works. Let me just move up closer. Baby, you're gonna have to move to the side. She's laying on in front of my lap. I'll move here and you can lay down next to me. Is that okay, baby? I'm gonna apply my Hydro Grip. I'm up closer now so you guys can see what's happening. I have a bit of a spot here in the same space that I had it last time. I think this is some kind of a cursed spot for me, but I've gotten rid of this like patch of spots here. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, I do like 2 pumps normally, and that's probably enough. I've already got my skincare done, like face cream and eye cream and all of that stuff, so that's already had time to soak in. And now I'm applying this over top and letting it dry. That's kind of how I use the Hydro Grip. I apply it in kind of like a semi-thick, and then I just wait for it to dry. I know it's dry when I fan my face and it doesn't feel cold and wet anymore. That's basically just how I do it. So just fan around like this. I think I always film at the wrong time because I think they're collecting our rubbish from like in front of the house now, and you can probably hear it. I'm very sorry about that. They'll be gone in like 10 minutes. I don't know if I want to go in with the concealer first or the skin tint. I usually do concealer before foundation, which I know is kind of like a weird, strange thing. So this is the new skin tint they have. So people have been complaining because this is quite expensive how much you get, which is a very good complaint to make. This is 16 milliliters, which means it's 0.54 fluid ounces. This is about the same amount of product as the Hourglass Vanish Stick foundation that everyone said was like not a lot of product, except that is full coverage. This is a skin tint, which you use a lot of. But I've actually seen, who was it? I think it was like Lauren Geraldo. She used this ages ago. She said she got it on like a set for like a photo shoot, and they were using it there. And she had this and she used it and she thought she really liked it. So I'm excited. It's got like a little rollerball top. But first, I'm gonna use the concealer. This is the Flex concealer. I don't know, I think my thingy is dry now. I'm just gonna apply that on my spots, blend it out, and then apply the skin tint on top. I usually apply skin tints with a sponge. I know people say to apply them with a brush to get more coverage, but I don't really mind. If I'm applying a skin tint, I'm kind of expecting it to not really have a lot of coverage, and I just enjoy using a sponge. So far this is okay, I think. Let me just see how this will blend out. It's got quite a small doe foot, so it doesn't pick up much product at once, which I guess is okay. I'm gonna like over apply. Let me just blend it out and see what we're working with. Not super full coverage, but enough to like take down the spots a notch, but not completely cover them up. It's kind of like a medium coverage concealer, I'd say. Like it didn't cover this up much, but it took away some of the redness from like around the spot, but it just left the redness on the spot, which is fine. It toned down the redness around my nose. I always get redness here, and I'll just blend that up to my actual nose up here. I think even if I just applied the concealer, I'd be quite happy with like a very natural base because it it basically looks like skin. Yeah, you can't really tell I'm wearing concealer, which is nice. You can tell it covered up my under eye circles, but they're still kind of peeking through. It's like a very natural look, and it doesn't, I feel like I could go out without setting it and it would look fine because it's got that like natural skin like finish. I think this just like refreshed my face. I think that's really nice actually. I don't think it's meant to be like a full coverage concealer. I think like just like this, it looks really natural. Let me just get up close and personal so you can see the texture of it. I think it looks fine. I think it looks quite nice actually. Let me go into the skin tint. So it's got SPF 30. Apply 15 minutes before sun exposure for additional sun protection. Reapply every 2 hours. So this is kind of like one of those, like if you don't set your face, you can just keep on reapplying it throughout the day if you want to, but it's very expensive. I think it's supposed to press like that. I don't get it. I think it's supposed to go up through that straw into the ball. So let me just see if I can pump it up. Oh, got it. Got it. Hold it downwards and then it will be quicker. Yep, it comes out through the sides. Can you see that? Okay, let me just apply. The packaging's not the best. I applied a lot. The packaging's not the best. I feel like you have to keep on like pressing it down to get more product out. It gets very messy, and I just applied a bunch. Even though it's a skin tint, obviously it doesn't really matter. It's probably not going to be high coverage anyway, so it doesn't matter, but you're going to run through product quickly if you keep on pumping it out the way I did. So this is about how much I've applied. This should cover my whole face, hopefully. I think this is going to be a maybe slightly more coverage than glossy skin tint, but less than like a BB cream. I like that it has SPF. I think that's always really nice. If you put SPF underneath and then this on top, you're like protected fully, which is nice. And if you don't set this and you just keep on reapplying it throughout the day, then you should be covered. Oh my god, guys, this is really nice. It's got enough coverage to even out my skin, but it's basically got like the Glossier skin tint dew to it with more coverage, but like super easy to blend out, and like it doesn't emphasize texture at all. I think it like took down my texture. If you can see like my pores now, they look so much nicer. Guys, I think I'd be willing to repurchase it for that high price tag if my face looked like this throughout the summertime. And it's got SPF. I really do like my Glossier skin tint, but it doesn't have SPF, so I always apply SPF underneath. And I feel like with this you get double protection and a little bit more coverage if you're feeling like it. I'll take my concealer back and just dot it on this little mountain here. That's fine. I think everything else has covered really nicely actually. You saw what my face looked like before, so you can kind of make a comparison of coverage based on kind of like your skin. You can just see how you like this. I'm just gonna lightly dot it. Yeah, it hasn't covered it completely, but it's covered it to the point where I'm like okay with it. Like I don't really need much more coverage than that. I'm really impressed actually. I have the stick bronzer that everyone raves about. I don't know how to apply this well. Some people use a brush, some people use a sponge. I don't know. It's got like this plastic covering. They didn't have this in a mini size. They had the blush in a mini size, but they didn't have this. I wish they did, because I feel like this will last me years and I'm just not going to get through it before it expires, which is really sad. I don't like applying things straight to my face when they're in stick form, so I'll just put it on my hand. It's very emollient, which is lovely, and it picks up on the sponge really well. It seems to be a good product so far. Oh yeah, I can already tell I'm going to enjoy it. Look at that. It just blends so well. Like the moment I put on my face, it just blended, and it's got a really nice shade. But yeah, if you're using a sponge, I'd recommend just putting it on the back of your hand and then picking it up from your hand, putting it on your face that way, because you get more control and it's just easier to blend because you're not like rushing to blend away this like line on your face. And you're not going to move anything underneath, hopefully. Let me just apply a little bit more because I applied more on the right side. It's very emollient. It like melts straight away when you apply it to your hand. I just knew from the get-go that it was going to be really easy to blend because of how easily it picked up. And I'm just dragging it up kind of into my hairline, on my forehead, just kind of here, under my lip, a little bit of contouring. And I just do the tip of my nose like this, just kind of everywhere. I feel like I'm losing my voice. I think I was like speaking too loud. It's like I film videos every day now, so I do a lot of talking, so my throat goes through it. Then I put the rest just on my neck, kind of jawline area. I don't apply it anymore. I understand why people really like this product now. I think if you just buy this will last you ages because you really don't need a lot, but it blends out super nicely and it doesn't make your skin look any more like greasy because I think it's matte, so it kind of mattifies. I have the tiny blush and lip tint, I think it is. Lip and cheek, yes. I'm going to use this on my lip and cheek. I'm going to multitask, guys. This is a beautiful shade. Look at that. That texture is so satisfying. It's so glossy. Okay, let me apply that on the back of my hand again, just kind of where I had the bronzer. And just like the bronzer, it's super emollient and it blends, and it transfers super easily. So let me pick that up again. I mean, just like the bronzer, it just applies super easily and blends out super easily. You can tell I just added like a slight rosiness to my cheeks without anything wild. It's just super like natural looking makeup. This is very similar to like a Glossier aesthetic, just more coverage, if that makes sense. Like it's Glossier, but just a tiny bit more. So I feel like Glossier is very minimal. Like Glossier is, you know, barely any makeup. Like you can't really tell you're wearing anything. This is like slightly more, but still very natural. They do have like a full coverage concealer and foundation as well, but it's not as popular as all of their like everyday looking stuff. So I feel like Milk isn't known for like full coverage, they're known for natural. I'll leave the lips for later. I like to do them last, or should I just do them now? That's so nice. Guys, it matches my my jumper. That's actually, I'm glad I got it in the small because it's easy to apply to the lips. Look at that. That's just so cute and it's so easy and it matches your blush. It's so nice. I have the loose setting powder, so I'm just going to lightly dust it under my eyes now that I've done all my cream products. Oh, it's got a little sponge like tucked in here. That's nice. I'm probably not going to use it, but that's really nice. It hasn't creased at all under my eyes and I haven't set it, so you don't have to set it probably. This is the Blur Set Go, so it apparently blurs your pores maybe as well, which is kind of important with dewy makeup because dewy makeup does tend to emphasize pores and texture, which is why I like to set just a tiny bit. It's got like a little stopper and then it's got a net, so you just take that off. You can like replace it so it doesn't fly everywhere. I don't know, I haven't heard much about the loose powder, but I tend to like loose powders. I don't think there's any that I'm like, ugh, that's bad. Yeah, I mean, it sets nicely. It looks very natural. You can't tell that I'm wearing powder under my eyes. I feel like loose powder is one of those things where it either works or it doesn't, and if it works, then it's fine. Like, there's not much difference between the powders that I really like. Like, I couldn't tell you the difference between them. They just all work. So I'm like, whichever one's on sale or whichever one I'm using now, that's the one I'll use. I don't think I've ever used a powder, like a loose powder, and was like, oh, that one's like better than the rest. I'll just dust it kind of over my pores right in this area. You can tell I'm applying such a thin layer that the dew is still coming through, but it's just slightly mattifying enough to where my texture goes away. It's kind of difficult to pick up more because of the net. But I guess that's the whole point. It's supposed to be like natural makeup. So that's the powder. I think it just completely erased my pores. Can you tell? Like it just got rid of texture, but I'm still nice and dewy. I bought the Flex highlight in Iced. Those are they had like 2 shades left in stock. So this is this one. It's kind of reminding me a tiny bit in color to the Champagne Pop from Becca that I just tried. So this might be like a dupe for it. Now that Becca's obviously going under, it picks up quite a lot. Oh my god. Oh my god. This one dip is lasting me my whole face. Oh my god. I did not expect that. I just poked myself in the eye with the brush. Okay, this is kind of reminding me of Champagne Pop, but it's got a little bit more glitter in it, if that makes sense. Champagne Pop is just pure sheen. This has tiny specks of glitter going through it, but as a whole, the shade and the way it reflects on the skin is very similar to Champagne Pop from Becca. So if you know, were looking for something, this might be it. That's really nice. Let me just slightly blend out the edges. I'm just pressing it in with the sponge just to make sure it's like blended, because I didn't set my face properly, so it can stick to one area, but look at that. I think it looks so nice. It just looks like wet skin, and I think it's got a very similar undertone to the Champagne Pop, so might try this one if you're looking for something. Then I have the new, which America's had this for ages. I feel like in the UK we really just get makeup so much later than America. We finally got the Milk Hydro Grip Spray, and I'm hoping that this, once my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Finish setting spray is finished, then this will replace it, because I like having two setting sprays, one that elongates the wear of makeup and one that hydrates the skin, and this could be my elongator. I'll let that dry, and I won't touch it. I'll just let it dry itself, because if I'm trying to elongate makeup with setting spray, that's the kind of setting spray I don't tap in with a sponge. I tap in like the dewy setting sprays, but with my Charlotte Tilbury I just let it dry, just let it do its thing, and then I go over it with a sponge once I feel that it's completely dried off. It's definitely hydrated my skin as well. I mean, it is a Hydro Grip, so it might be doing the dewy and the elongating at the same time, which if that's the case, then that's amazing. Now let's just gently tap in. Just gonna go over with a sponge and blend everything together, just so it all meshes well nicely. Oh my god, I think this setting spray is actually incredible. It's just added a dew, but it's also mixed everything together and just made it look even more like skin. Like, look at that. I really like the way my skin looks right now. It's basically got no texture, and that's incredible. Okay, without anything on my eyelids, I'm just gonna go in with the chalk. I got it in the shade Dodgeball. So it's in like a little plastic case. So it's got like a little case, and then you tip it out and you got chalk in like actual chalk packaging. Let me swatch it for you guys. Actually, this is quite nice, okay? Look at that. It swatches really nicely. Oh my god. We all gave them crap for it, okay, because it's chalk. And then you just rip it up, like the paper, when you're done with it, and you can put it back into its little case. Let me just dot it all over the lid. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to use, but it gets the job done, you know? You can just apply it to your finger and then apply it to your lid, but I want to use it the way chalk is supposed to be used, okay? Let me just... It's not the most, like, precise makeup, but that's not what this is supposed to be. I think these are supposed to be kind of like the, you know, the Glossier shiny eyeshadows that they have in, like, the liquid form. I think that's supposed to be this, like, just very, like, one eyeshadow makeup and it's done. I've just blended it completely, like, into the crease and all over the lid. And actually, I think that looks quite nice. I take everything I said back, okay? This is quite nice for that everyday look. This is what it looks like. It's just giving me like a slight pink tint, just a little bit of shimmer going through it. It's nothing crazy. Like, if you're expecting this on your eyelids, then you'll have to just like really heavily apply it. But if you blend it out, it just gives your eyes like a little bit of something without a full-on eyeshadow look. I'm not mad about it, honestly. And it doesn't say what to use it for, but I'm pretty sure this had like more uses than just this one. I think you can use it as like highlight, everything else, because it is just powder, so you can use it as many things. I also have Eyebrow Gel in the shade MJ, so I tried to pick one that was kind of like more blonde than anything. It's got like a small brush. I like most eyebrow gels. I don't think there's ones that I'm like, ew, no. I think I like most of them. There's just ones I like more than others, but I don't dislike any, which is important. This is what that looks like. It looks really nice. It's just an eyebrow gel, okay. I feel like it fills in quite well. Lately, I haven't been using eyebrow pencils. I've just been using brow gels. and it's just made my eyebrow filling in so much quicker, and I hate filling in my eyebrows, so if I can shorten that process, I'm happy about it. So I've definitely just enjoyed using gels, no pencils, and just enjoying that. This is what it looks like. It's just thickened my brows and given them shape without having to go in with a pencil. That's all I want really in life, you know? It's a nice shade, it works well. What is this supposed to be? It's supposed to be a fiber brow gel. That's why it's added more thickness, because it's got the fibers in it. I have mascara. I got the travel size because I have so many mascaras that I prefer just buying a travel size now if I'm doing a full face. This is the Kush mascara, and it's made in Italy. It's got like metal packaging, so it's cold, I can feel it. And it's a travel size. I've heard some people complain about this one, so we'll give it a try. I'm just gonna curl my lashes. Okay, so I've curled one side. I do one and then apply mascara and then do the other one so it doesn't have time to drop, and so they're even. This is like a fibery wand rather than plastic wand, which I prefer, but it's about the formula. I think some people said it flaked really easily, so if it does, I will be angry. Oh, this is a very natural looking mascara as well. It doesn't leave like a mascara look, if that makes sense. They just like tinted my eyelashes. Can you see that? It's kind of giving me Glossier vibes, like the lash stick, but it's a little bit more. I feel like Milk is just glossy, but a little bit more. So if you think Glossier is not enough coverage for you, or you feel like you're spending money on basically looking like nothing, like you're not wearing anything, then Milk makeup might be the better choice for you, because it's about the same price tag, but you get a little bit more bang for your buck. So far, I'm really liking it because it just gave me like a tinted eyelash look. It just looks like I've tinted my eyelashes. Okay, buy this mascara with the expectation that it's going to look natural, and if you buy it with that expectation, you might enjoy this. I'll see how well it wears, but if it wears well, then this is really nice. Look at that. It's just giving me a slight separation, slight tint, and it just matches this whole look so well. It's added a bit of darkness to my eye without it being kind of like, you know when you apply really natural makeup and then your eyelashes are just like super clumpy and thick and you're like, oh, this just, it doesn't go with the look. I think this goes with the look really well. This would be like my running errands look. Like I'm just like, I do this makeup in like 20 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, and I'm out the door and I can just like feel nice. I love the separation it gives. Like it doesn't clump the lashes together at all. It just separates them, tints them. It makes them a little bit longer without making them look like you're wearing mascara. I think this is such a beautiful natural mascara. Key phrase here, natural. Like I think sometimes people, and sometimes it's YouTubers as well, they'll buy a makeup brand that's quite clearly supposed to do the natural look. And they're like, oh my god, why doesn't this have coverage? Oh my god, why doesn't this like apply super full pigment? It's like, well, because it's supposed to be a natural makeup look. That's the whole point. See? I think it's just such a nice natural mascara. I'm going to do a second layer and see how it layers up. Now that this side has dried, I want to see if you can layer it up if you want to. Yep, it layers really well. It doesn't get clumpy or stick together. It just layers up. Look at that. It just separates really nicely, but it still layers really well, and it's got more of a mascara look now on second layer, but it's still not super like mascara-y. I feel like I always prefer one eye to the other eye when it comes to mascara. I like this eye more than this eye, but today I think they actually both look really nice. They don't look clumpy or anything like that. I'll see how this wears because people did say that it flaked a little bit, so I'm hoping for the best, and if I use up all my mascaras, this might be my new natural mascara. Let me grab the lip tint again and just reapply it. I didn't really need to, but I just wanted to finish off the look with something. This is the full face of Milk makeup. I think I look so fresh and dewy, and I just look like I'm ready for summertime. Look at that. This is what my skin looks like, the texture of it. I don't know if you can tell really well. I don't have any filters on, any beauty filters, none of that stuff. This is just raw camera footage. So this is the texture. It looks so much smaller than when I started doing my makeup. It covered the redness. You can still see my spot peeking through, but that's perfectly fine. The lips look great. The eyes look really nice. I'm shocked. Anyway, this has become one of my new favorite brands. I'm so sad that I didn't do this sooner. And I'm really enjoying this. I feel really good today. I don't know if you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe to post videos every time I think of something to do. Say that bell, be notified when that's happening. Social media links, any of the links in the description. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.